on your airline. Why?
Right. Well, I mentioned earlier that we have already reconstructed our booking path for 3 of our 4 booking paths, and the 4th booking path, I'd said earlier, we're in the middle of a code freeze right now, meaning we just can't do that development work. We have costed it. We're looking at it for early next year, but we still do need to get some information. For example, are you a member of the military? Things of that nature. We do not use, I'll say it again, we do not use anybody's personal information for any pricing whatsoever at any time.
How about this? I am a member of the military or I'm not a member of the military. I go onto your website. I say, how much is it going to cost to fly from Manchester, New Hampshire to Chicago, Illinois? I don't know whether you guys fly that route, but let's take that route. And you give me an answer. And you say, base price is this for an economy seat. By the way, if you check a bag, it's this much more. And by the way, if you want early seating, it's this much more. You give a base price, and then you say, and by the way, are you a member of the military? Because in that case, we're going to give you a discount, and here it is. Why not tell people the price up front before you ask for personal information? That in an answer to Senator Hawley, you began to argue about, well, maybe there is an algorithm that uses that personal information.
No, I did not say that, Senator.
All right. Well, you did start arguing about the definition of an algorithm.
I did ask what his definition was because algorithms are simply ways to do things faster that humans already do. It's an efficiency. It actually reduces our costs.
Actually, that's not true. But let's get back to my question. Why not just tell people what the price is up front, and then give them an incentive to share the information with you if there's a value to you of that information? Why not do that?
So the public benefits from the way that we've unbundled prices over time. And to your point, there then is additional charges if a customer wants those charges. So I must state, first of all, that the unbundling model has benefited the public.
I get your unbundled model. The question is whether people should be able to understand what the cost of each separately identified prices before they give you personal information that should not impact whether they're going to be charged $15 or $100 for a carry-on.
And somebody can see their bag price straight away. I think you're referencing here pre-reserved seats, because bag prices you can see straight away. It's right on the website. You can actually search to see what your bag prices are before you even search for your flight, if you wish to do that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you for the same commitment that I asked Mr. Schroeder from, which is to commit to making sure that all of the prices that you charge, unbundled prices, can be identified on your website by a consumer before they enter any personal information.
Senator, I can say that we will, like I've just said previously, we are reviewing all of our booking paths. We've changed 3 out of the 4. The fourth one is under review, which is the one that you're referencing. I cannot commit to that today for one reason, is because I don't know if there's other kinds of reasons. We have a lot of regulation that we have to look out for, and I don't know if we're collecting information for other kinds of reasons before we get to that answer. I just can't commit to that today.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Mr. Chair, for your indulgence. I am considerably over my time. Let me just suggest to all of you that it would have been nice if you had done more homework before you came here. You knew what this hearing was about. You have been engaged with this committee on this investigation, and to hear some of your answers, it's really troubling to me that you don't have this kind of specific information that we would expect you to have. Thank you.
Thanks, Senator Hassan. I would agree about the homework, but I'm even more focused on the information that you failed to provide during the course of our year-long investigation, and the refusal to be more forthcoming about, for example, the cost of transporting checked bags. I just want to make clear on the line of questioning that Senator Hassan was just pursuing, she was focusing on Spirit and Frontier, but the fact is American told us that they require name, gender, date of birth, state and country of residence, email address, and phone number before any consumer can see seat fee prices. That's correct, isn't it, Mr. Johnson?
That's correct, Senator.
And United requires name, gender, and date of birth, correct, Mr. Nacella? That's what United told us.
I believe that's correct.
Spirit, according to what we were told, requires name, gender, date of birth, street address, state and country of residence, zip code, email address, and phone number. Delta requires none of this information, which tells me none of this information is really necessary except for some other purpose. If Delta doesn't need it, the other airlines shouldn't need it either unless they're using it for some purpose unrelated to charging fee prices. What do you say to that point, Mr. Johnson?
Senator, the information that we collect is a combination of information that's required, that we are required to collect by law, by the government, the government's request.
But you collect it before anyone can even see what the prices are going to be, before they even know whether they're interested in making the purchase. You want this information from them. Why?
Correct, Senator.